Hello everyone, and welcome back to Steins Gate, My Darling's Embrace. I'm G, and I have no idea how close we are to the end of this. This story just keeps on going. We had the beach episode, we had the photo shoot, we had the aftermath of the photo shoot, we had the weird sex dream, we had the encounter with Okabe's dad. Shit just keeps going on. And I feel like we're getting close to the end. I'm not actually sure. But either way, let's get started. Distant sound of the shower had woken me up. I rubbed my eyes and looked at the clock. 3 a.m. Oh, not again. I'd planned on just taking a nap, but I guess I actually fell asleep for a while. I turned my head towards the shower room. Under the patter of the shower, I can hear Mayuri's breathing. She must be the one showering. And where could Daru be? When I looked over at the development room, the lights were off. He must have gone home. Wait. I was overwhelmed by a feeling of deja vu. I remembered this situation. I've done this before. That's right. This is the curious dream I had last night. The one where Mayuri was wearing her bikini in the shower for some reason and then comes on to me. Completely baffling. I returned my gaze to the shower room again. Unlike my dream, the curtains closed and there's no way that she'd show up in her bikini. This is stupid. I managed to push that tenacious image from my mind and leaned back on the couch. Phew. It's the middle of the night. Daru's not here and I've got nothing to do. I close my eyes and try to get back to sleep. With my eyes closed, I am unable to focus on anything but the sound of the shower. And something she said to me in the dream came back to me like a refrain. She's been wondering for a long time. Would you fall in love with me, Ocarine? You make love to me? I tried to shake the voice out of my head. My heart began to pound a little bit faster. That's enough, Hoenn Kyoma. Think about something else. Anything else. But the human brain is a fascinating thing. The more I tell myself to think about something else, the harder it gets to do so. Mayuri having fun at the photo shoot at the park. Mayuri saving my life at the pool. I think of the way Mayuri expresses herself, see her face over and over in different ways. Shower stopped and I heard the person in the shower coming out. Drying their body with a towel, getting dressed. It all sounds sensual. If Daru steps out of the shower, I'll have a funny story to tell. I think, before I hear Mayuri quietly sigh. Okay, slow down. Why do I feel so nervous about this? Mayuri's taken tons of towers at our lab, so why do I feel like a puberty-stricken middle schooler now? When she had finished dressing, the curtain opened, and Mayuri stepped out. Unsure of how to respond to this, I quickly pretended to be asleep. If I opened my eyes right now, Mayuri's so sensitive that she would feel bad about waking me up. Better to just fake it. Besides, I felt kind of guilty for having such dirty thoughts. I hear Mayuri quietly walking around the lab. The smell of her shampoo and body wash tickles my nose. In what I presume was an attempt to not wake me up, Mayuri slowly opened the door of the fridge, took out some barley tea, poured it into a glass, and drank it. She sighed and walked over to me. Then she sat down right beside me. She stayed still for a moment. Then she rustled around in her bag and took something out. I very slightly opened my eyes to see her holding Robo Mayushi in one hand and a sewing needle in the other. It's almost complete, so she must be putting the finishing touches on it. She kept sewing Robo Mayushi's clothes for a while. Then she sighed and spoke aloud. Done! She put down her sewing implements and raised Robo Mayushi to eye level. She's probably checking for any problems. Yep, perfect. Mary muttered to herself contentedly, then placed her handcrafted doppelganger on the table. Will Green take care of her? I'm sure he will. The next moment, she turned to me. I closed my eyes in a panic. That was close, but somehow I don't think she noticed. I try not to move a muscle as Mayuri stares at me, or at least I think she's staring at me. For a long time, I don't hear anything but the sounds of her breathing. How long is this going to last? Tired of pretending to be asleep, I started planning how I could pretend to wake up. First, I'll start moving like I'm about to wake up, then open my eyes and mumble, Oh, what is it, Mayuri? Yep, this is perfect. Let's do this. But just as I was about to enact my brilliant wake-up plan, Mayuri started talking. Festival at Ikakin Shrine. Maybe she really wanted to go. I wanted to go with you, Ocarine. She spoke so quietly, I could barely hear her. But her words quietly hit my ears.
went to a lot of festivals together when we were little. I think the ones we went to for Kishimojin. There was cotton candy, candied plums, goldfish scooping, water balloons. I really liked them. You won me a doll from the target shooting game. I actually still have it. Hey, it's Mayushi's treasure.
She stopped talking for a while. After the silence, the tone of her voice had changed slightly.
But because there are so many people at the festival, I always used to get lost. Whenever I realized I was alone and started crying, you would find me. You'd take my hand and tell me I didn't need to cry anymore. That's when I realized that if I'm with you, everything's okay. There's nothing to be afraid of. When I'm with you, there's nothing
Mayuri stopped speaking, returning the room to complete silence. I wish I could see her face right now, but with my eyes closed like this, I can only imagine. Then, the smell of her shampoo grows stronger. The sound of her breathing and the swish of her clothes draw closer to my face. What is she going to do? I held my breath. Her soft hand timidly touches my cheek. She delicately strokes my face as if to trace its shape. Is this another dream like the one I had yesterday? I'm going to wake up in my room, then a surprise Mayuri is going to come in to see me on the floor. Is that it? Huh? I feel a warm drop of water land on my cheek. 1 drop, 2, then 3. They quickly multiplied in number. And I hear the quiet sounds of crying. Wait, is Mayuri crying? I opened my eyes. Mayuri gasped and covered her face with her hands. She jumped up from the sofa and rushed straight into the shower room. Hey, Mayuri! I followed after her. But just before I reached the shower room, I heard it lock in front of me. Mayuri, hey, are you okay?
I'm sorry, did I wake you up?
Why are you crying?
I'm not crying.
Yes, you were just now.
I wasn't crying.
Just tell me why.
I wasn't crying at all.
Mayuri insists strongly. Not knowing what to do, I lightly tapped on the shower room door. Okay, you're not crying, so please open up. It's going to get hot in there, right? Mayuri? Hearing that only made me more worried about her, so I tried to knock a little louder. Just then, the lab entrance opened behind me. Everything alright, Ocarine? I whipped around to see Daru lumbering into the lab. He looked slightly baffled to see me. I thought you went home. I was kind of hungry, so I went out to get a beef bowl. A beef bowl for a snack? This late? Is what I would normally say. But now is not the time. If someone saw me like this without knowing what was going on, they'd... Huh? Where's Mayushi?
Oh, Daru-kun, welcome back.
Oh, you're taking a shower? Huh. Whoa, Ocarina, are you getting ready to pounce when Mayushi's in there? No, I'm not. You're completely misinterpreting this. Mayuri's fully clothed. Oh? She locked herself in there, so I was trying to convince her to come out. What'd you do that for? Well, that's... I didn't know what to say. Since I have no idea why she cried, there really isn't anything I can say. What? No way, you really did attack her. So she rushed to the shower room and... You bastard, you're not a gentleman perv, but a real one. It's not right either. Hey, Mayuri, Daru's lobbing weird accusations at me. Would you please come out and clear the air? Shortly after I said that, the shower room was unlocked and Mayuri shyly stepped out. Her cheeks are red, but is it because it was humid inside, or she's embarrassed that I saw her cry? I couldn't tell, but the way Mayuri smiled at Daru, you would think she was never crying.
When I opened the fridge, this brown bug came out.
Brown bug? You mean a cockroach?
Don't even say it.
Then
the brown bug tried to attack me like, so that's why I rushed in there, right, Ocarine?
Huh? Yeah, that's right. I agree with Mayuri's made-up story. I was just telling her I got rid of the bug, you can come out now when you come in. When you came in. I couldn't tell whether Daru believed that story or not, but he didn't pry any further. He sat down in front of the computer and started playing a vertical shooter he got from Komima. I was worried about Mayuri, but with Daru around I couldn't really ask her about why she was crying. Even if I tried to ask, she'd probably run away over towards Daru. It all meant that I wasn't able to find out why she was crying. And right when the first train started running in the morning, Mayuri stood up and said,
I have the memorial service today, so I should get going.
She put on her shoes and was about to walk out, when she turned to me.
Look, Ocarine, Robo Mayushi's all done now.
Oh, she certainly is. I look over at the Mayuri doll on top of the fridge.
They really do want her after all?
I told you, didn't I? Don't worry.
Good.
Mary smiled from the bottom of her heart, and then said sorry for some reason. I was going to ask her what she was sorry for, but then she waved goodbye to Daru and headed down the stairs. Hey, Mayuri! I leaned out of the window and called out to Mayuri as she walked down the street. She turned and looked up at me. Let's go to a festival again, just like we used to.
Yeah.
Mary waved her hand as she walked away. After all that, I still didn't know the reason for Mayuri's tears. At that time, I wasn't able to ask her. But only half a day later... And which way do we wrap the obi sash again?
This way, yeah. No, that's wrong. This way, but not like that.
It's like this? Won't the pattern be upside down?
The pattern's supposed to be like that.
Oh, that makes sense. That afternoon, the lab members gathered at the lab to prepare for the festival. Kurisu and Ferris each brought their own yukata and are getting changed behind the development room curtain. Though Kurisu seems to be struggling. Oh boy, who is it? Rukako.
Hello, Kyoma-san. Today's the festival. It's still early, but it's getting crowded at the shrine. I'm at the main building selling fortunes and amulets. Please drop by later.
Yo, Rukako. The more people there are, the more evil energy there is. There might be some evil spirit trying to latch itself onto you. Keep Samadare on you at all times.
Thank you so much, Kyoma-san. Rest assured I will keep Samadari with me. By the way, what time are you coming by?
It might be a little while. Shining Finger and the part-time warrior are still at work. Plus, Christina is taking forever to get her yukata on. Could she be any more of a headache?
Yukata? That's awesome. I've always wanted to wear one, but I'm working today, so I'm just in my Miko outfit.
There's nothing shameful about wearing a Miko outfit during a festival. Save wearing a yukata for another occasion.
Sounds good to me. Tell everyone I said hello. Listen up, perv.
Oh, Green, I think she's calling you.
I'm talking to you, Hashida.
What is it? You want me to help you get dressed?
Take one step into this room and I'll kill you. That's not what I wanted to address. I just heard you breathing so loudly I refuse to believe you weren't thinking something dirty.
Don't be rude. I'd never be aroused by the sound of two women changing clothes together.
You're lying. That's definitely a lie.
I hear Christina and Daru having the same sort of argument they always have. When I asked her why she didn't get changed at her hotel, she said that she didn't know how to wear a yukata properly. That's why Ferris is helping her get dressed. After a while, the curtain opened and Kurisu and Ferris stepped out wearing their yukata.
Oh.
Yeah, what do you think, yeah?
Yukata inside cat ears combo. So moe, way too moe.
Ah, shut up. Huh? What is it, Okabe? You're staring.
Well, surprisingly, you look really good in it, Christina.
Surprisingly?
Kurisu starts picking a fight with me, but she actually looks like she's having fun. She might even be a little flattered.
It really does suit you, yeah. You look like a full-blooded Japanese, yeah.
Wait. You know I am full-blooded Japanese, right?
Huh? Even though your name is Christina?
How could you confuse them like this, Okabe?
Listen, Ferris, the name Christina is sort of like your name in kanji.
It's completely different. I'll give you a proper explanation, Ferris-san. Listen closely.
Kurisu launched into a long explanation about how her name wasn't Christina, or Assistant, or Celeb Sev, or Experiment Nerd, or @Channeler, or Christina. I look at the two of them talking, clad in their yukata. And all of a sudden, I feel lonely. I knew why. It's because I saw Robo Mayushi sitting on top of the fridge.
The festival at Rikakin Shrine. Mayushi really wanted to go. I wanted to go with you, Ocarine.
If Mayuri were here, she would be wearing a yukata like the other girls, laughing and smiling. Well, that's right. I told Mayuri that I'd take her to a festival soon. There should be one in Akihabara next month, if I remember correctly. I'm going to treat her to a cotton candy or candied plums or whatever she wants. The door to the lab opened, and we all turned to look. Ah! There stood Moeka, dressed in yukata of her own.
What? Kiryu-san, you look beautiful.
What a shock, Nya! You look so hot!
Really?
With everyone's eyes on her, Moeka seems to be feeling a little unsure. She started fidgeting uncomfortably. But then she walked over to me and handed me a box.
Here.
It was a white cardboard box large enough to require both hands. Or it would, without the handy strings wrapped around it to make it easier to hold. What is this?
What you asked me for.
Which means... It was then that I realized what it was. The only thing I'd ever asked Moeka for. It gave you this?
Yeah, open it.
Right. I fumbled with the string, but eventually got the box open. Just as I thought, there was the beautiful clear star. It seems to be made of clear acrylic rather than crystal, but the rainbow reflected within it is beautiful all the same.
Yeah, what's this? What is it? What is it?
Whoa, where did this come from?
Everyone looks into the box. It was on the Christmas tree, the one at the photo shoot in the amusement park.
Seemed like Shina-san wanted it.
Oh?
I see, you really are kind of a romantic, aren't you, Okabe?
Romantic?
You had to jump through a lot of hoops to get it, right? All because you wanted to give Mayuri a present.
There's no way I'd do such an embarrassing thing.
Okabe-kun asked me to get it.
I knew.
Oh, nope, that's not Ferris.
I knew it.
You didn't need to say that, Shining Finger. Still, Kurisu and Ferris looked at me and smiled. I also got the feeling that behind her glasses, Finger was smiling with her eyes. I heard Daru murmuring, "Nothing wrong with being a loner," to himself.
Hey!
God damn it, did it again.
Hey, Okabe, you and Mayuri have known each other for a long time, right? Isn't it about time?
About time for what?
Why don't you tell her when you give her the star?
Or what exactly?
Yeah, still playing dumb, are you?
Maybe there's no playing about it. He does have Chunibyo after all.
You're one to talk about romance, you fantasizing, fictionalizing nerd.
What did you just call me?
Then does that mean you're okay if another guy asks Mayushi out, Kyoma?
What?
Actually, there's this one customer who keeps coming to May Queen to see Mayushi, yeah. He's pretty handsome, too.
You mean me? I'm dedicated to you, Ferris-san.
Don't interrupt, you're a far cry from handsome anyway.
Yeesh, merciless smackdown KTKR.
Guy's pretty tenacious, yeah. If Mayushi gives him the okay, what would you do?
She can do as she pleases. Her answers do not concern me.
Wow, stereotypical Okabe.
This is expected, yeah.
Simple-minded.
You should really be more considerate. I can hear you guys. What's the point? Ahem. Ahem. By the way, Shining Finger, what's the damage? I hope it wasn't too expensive. She immediately whipped out her phone and typed a message.
The director said it's a gift for you, Okabe-hun. She doesn't need any money.
Mocha. What? This looks so expensive.
The director likes you and Shina-san. I told her it was a gift for Shina-san. She went and used her own money to buy it. In exchange, she wants you to treat her well.
Mocha. I see. I'll have to thank her next time I see her. I feel like people are misinterpreting my relationship with Mayuri. Oh well. Still, I think this star is going to make Mayuri happy. She might be feeling down because she couldn't make it today, so this might be a nice gift. I'll try to give it to her tonight. I thought about how she'd react when she saw the star and smiled. I really owe you for this. Thank you.
I didn't do anything.
No, you did all of this. You're the reason the shoot turned out so well. It was memorable. Last night, when I was checking the photos, I sneakily saved a photo of Mayuri and I to a secret folder.
I see. And I'll tell the director that you're looking forward to modeling for her again.
I didn't say that. Knowing that director, I have a feeling she'll take Mocha seriously and reach out to me. I don't know if I could live through something so embarrassing a second time. Yukiko burst into the lab in full Miko attire.
Okabe-san!
Everyone was stunned to see him in such an unusual state. His normally beautiful styled hair is stuck to his forehead with sweat. Beneath that messy hair, his eyes are filled with desperation. The white robe he's wearing hangs down over his shoulder, exposing his sweaty neck and collarbone. If he were a girl, the scene would be quite erotic, but he's a guy. The hems of his hakama, which he always keeps clean, are dirtied, a surefire sign that he ran here. Are you okay, Ukiko? What's wrong? But Ukiko didn't respond. He seemed to be having trouble breathing and was panting and wheezing heavily. Here, Ukishi, have some water. Daru had retrieved water from the kitchen and given it to Ukiko.
Thanks. Sorry.
He finished the entire cup in one go. Now talk to us. What's going on?
Right, it's Mayuri-chan.
Shocked by his words, I leaned in closer to Ukiko. Did something happen to Mayuri?
Yes, Mayuri-chan and her family are going to move to Hokkaido.
What?
Is that true, Nya? It is. I just met with her classmate and she told me that Mayuri and her mom were talking with her teacher. No.
The lab mom shouted in surprise. But I was relieved. I'd already heard about the move, and I knew that Mayuri wasn't leaving Tokyo. Ocarina, how can you be so calm? Well, because I already knew. Huh? Don't worry, Mayuri's not going anywhere. I told them what Mayuri had told my father. Now I get it. Still spooked me, though.
Look, I just jumped to conclusions.
But Ukiko wasn't smiling like the rest of us.
But it's so weird. I heard that Mayuri-chan's mom said she was going to have her transferred to a school in Hokkaido.
Excuse me?
Right, it doesn't make sense. If Mayuri were going to stay here, then why would her mom come to school to meet with her teacher?
The weight of what Ukiko was saying suddenly hit me like a ton of bricks. Something's wrong. Strange. I take out my cell phone and try to call Mayuri.
The number you have dialed belongs to a phone that is either out of service.
Oh, the number you have dialed belongs to a phone that is either out of our service area or is currently turned off. Please call back again. The number you have dialed. Damn it, her phone is off. But Mayuri told me she wasn't going to Hokkaido.
Maybe she wanted to tell you the truth, but couldn't.
How do you mean?
If I were her, I don't think I could tell you.
So why? There's no way Mayuri would keep something that important from me.
You still think of her as a child?
Hirsu looked at me straight in the eye and asked her question calmly and softly. There was no anger in her voice.
What? She worries about the same things any other girl her age would. If Mayuri did tell you the truth, what would you do? You would stop her, right?
Of course I would.
That's why she couldn't tell you. Am I wrong? The person you like tells you not to leave. What do you do? What can you do? That's why.
I stumbled back and fell onto the sofa. Stunned, I dropped the box containing the star on the floor. I didn't even have it in me to pick it up. I struggled for words. Mayuri is going to leave. It sounded unreal. Hirsu will leave someday too, even though we've welcomed her into the lab. Still, whenever she gets the chance to come back to Japan, she's welcome. We've known that from the start. We've always known, even if we try not to talk about it. But Mayuri is different. Mayuri's the one person I thought would never leave me. I thought she'd always be there, smiling by my side. Because she's my hostage. I'll never let you go. I'll never let them take you. Mayuri is my hostage. She's the sacrifice for my human experimentation.
She wants to be your hostage forever, Ocarine. And you're an old man and I'm an old lady. I still want to be your hostage.
Her tears last night. The strange things she's been saying. And her sad-looking smile. I finally understand them all.
I really want to finish Ropo Mayushi soon.
You're really determined.
Yeah, I thought that if you had Ropo Mayushi with you, you wouldn't be lonely while a real Mayushi's gone.
I slowly stood up and took the doll that looked just like Mayuri from the top of the refrigerator. I pressed the button on her back.
Good morning, Ocarine. How are you today? Don't forget, Ocarine, when you're feeling lonely, you can talk to me. I'll listen to whatever you have to say. You know, when you're feeling sad, it's good to laugh. When you do, all the sad things will be washed away.
All the messages Mayuri recorded are words of support for me. keep me company once she's gone.
What are you going to do, Okabe?
You kidding me? You hear yourself? The fear that I would stop her is the reason that she couldn't tell me the truth. Then, I don't want to cause her any more pain.
That's not right. It's not.
Varys rushed over to me and looked into my eyes. Varys?
She may have been worried, but girls want to be asked to stay.
Yeah, she'd want you to try, no matter what happens later. Damn it, Fairy Stand stole my cool line.
It would have been creepy coming from you. Okabe-kun, take this.
Mocha picked up the box holding the Christmas star and handed it to me.
Give this to Shina-san.
Mocha. I looked from person to person in the lab. Each one gave me a nod of approval. That's right. I am Ho-In Kyoma. I can't let my hostage escape from me. At this rate, I'll lose control of my entire lab. Besides, she knows far too much. I cannot simply let her go.
Precisely, yeah. We can summon a raging seraph from the heavens by offering Mayushi as a sacrifice. Her love for you will do just the trick.
It's not love, it's reverence and respect.
Sure. Now shut up and get going.
Kirsty put her hand against my back and shoved me towards the door. Holding the box Mocha had given me, I ran out into the dusk. I was running to the only place I thought she could be. My heart is beating out of my chest and I have a throbbing pain in my side. I'm completely out of breath, and any attempts to fill my lungs are a challenge. I keep tripping over my own feet as if my body refuses to obey me. Ugh! I tripped over something and fell to the ground, protecting the box with my arm. My forearm and hand landed hard on the asphalt and pain shot through my body. Ah, damn it! I stood up, tried to shake off the pain, and started running again. Based on what Rukako said, after Mayuri and her mom visited the school, they probably went to her grandma's memorial service. If that's the case, then Mayuri has to be there. It's a place that Mayuri and I can never forget. And the promised land where I made her my hostage. Mayuri, where are you? She's not here, anywhere. There's a stick of incense still burning in front of her grandma's gravestone, and gently colored flowers laid atop it. Did she go home already? Whenever she came here, she would talk to her deceased grandmother. She'd talk for a long, long time, all by herself. So I thought that she had to be here. Crap! Okay, time to head to her house. But when I turned around to do so, I heard someone quietly sneeze. I looked over to see someone crouching behind a bush a short distance from the graveyard. Illuminated by the sunset, I could see her shadow clearly defined on the ground. I gently put the box down on Mayuri's grandmother's gravestone, then walked over to the tree. While the shadow moved in an attempt to escape my sight, it was nothing but wasted effort. Mayuri? You're really bad at hide and seek.
Oh.
Mayuri stuck her head out from behind the bush, looking sheepish.
Well, I wasn't really hiding.
Then what were you doing?
I was...
When I get closer to her, she turns her back to me. I only saw her face for a second, but I could tell that she'd been crying for a long time. Her eyes were red, and I could see streaks of tears running down her face. Just seeing her like that hurts my heart. Are you crying?
I wasn't.
Mayuri sniffed, still not looking at me.
Not crying, really.
Come to think of it, this was a lot like our conversation last night. I didn't know why she was crying then, so I just kept on asking.
What are you doing here, Ocarine? Were you going to the festival?
Me? I came to trouble you.
Huh?
Mayuri turned for a moment and gave me a dubious look. But she quickly turned back away from me to hide her face. I just kept talking to her back. So Mayuri,
Yeah?
I've been too embarrassed to ask you this until now, but you remember that day?
Which day?
The day that I made you my hostage, right here.
Huh?
shoulders began to shake a little. It was raining that day, and you had a blue umbrella. No matter how many times I called your name, you didn't answer me. You just kept staring up at the sky. I was so frustrated with myself because there was nothing I could do for you. All I could do was stand by your side. And then, a light came through the clouds. Do you remember? I thought that the light would suck you in. That it would take you away from me. I really thought that. So back then, I said to myself, I'll never let her go. I'll never let anyone take her away. She's my hostage. She's not going anywhere. And I still feel that way, even now. I heard her gasp quietly. She seems to finally understand why I ran so hard to get here. Every time she's about to say something, she stops herself, again and again. Then finally, with her back still turned towards me, she shakily starts talking.
Figured me out. Guess I messed up. I thought my plan to escape your clutches was perfect.
Mayuri stopped talking and looked up at the sky. The sky was gradated from azure to crimson. Clouds looked like they were ready for fall, which was a little sad. That's right, summer is coming to an end.
Hey, Meishi was thinking. Even if I'm gone, you still have Christian at the lab. Daru-kun and Ruka-kun, Face-chan, Suzu-san, Moeka-san, everyone. So you'll be okay without me as your hostage, Ocarine?
Her shoulders shook. I realized that she was doing everything she could to fight back her tears.
Meishi's really happy about that. Everyone likes you, you like all of them, and everyone smiles and laughs together. Seeing that makes me so happy. So you're going to be fine, Ocarine. Even without me, you have everyone.
Don't say that! I couldn't take it any longer. I grabbed Mayuri's shoulders. I turned her around to face me, and then held her in my arms. In my arms, Mayuri jumped with surprise. Seemingly forgetting that she was about to cry, she looks up at my face. Her eyes widened.
Ocarine?
The lab mems are important to me. It's fun to be around them, that's for sure. But if you're not there, Mayuri, there's no point. I can only smile because you're here with me. I'm stupid. I didn't realize something this simple, this important until now. That day when I held on to you, I knew. I promised myself that I would never lose you. When someone's always by your side, you start to think that they'll be there forever. You take them for granted.
Ocarine?
It's not too late, though. You're still here. Don't go, Mayuri. Don't leave my side.
But...
I'll ask your parents. If they say no, I'll ask them again on my knees. But please, don't go anywhere. I want you by my side. I hold Mayuri tight as I make my plea. She hesitates for a moment. Her small form slowly relaxed and leaned into me. You're my precious hostage, always and forever.
How long is forever?
I look down at her and see the reflection of my face in her teary, dark blue eyes. Forever and ever.
Even when I start college?
Yep.
When I start working?
Yeah.
Even when I get married?
Of course.
Then I guess you're the only person I can marry, Ocarine.
That's right. I want you to stay with me until we grow old and die. Tears began to flow down Mayuri's face. As they fell from her face, they caught the color of the sunset.
Meishi likes you, Ocarine. I really liked you for a long time. So when Christian came to the lab, you two got close, I was really happy, but also sad. I wondered if you loved Christian and my heart ached so badly. I hated myself for feeling like that. I couldn't help it.
I had no idea that she felt so conflicted over this. I didn't even think how she might have felt. How long are you going to keep thinking of Mayuri as a child? Ursu's voice kept echoing in my head.
So I thought that the gods might be punishing me for it. But they made me move anyway. They made me move away so I couldn't be with you.
Mayuri. I held her tight once again, and she hugs me back.
I want to leave. I don't want to say goodbye to you, Ocarine.
Don't worry. I'll never let you go anywhere.
Ocarine.
I'm sorry. I didn't know how you felt. I'm so sorry. I stroked her head as I said this. She nodded her head again and again as she cried into my chest. Hey, are you feeling better?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Mayuri and I had been holding each other for a while. We finally separated and stood together beneath the dusk sky. Mayuri says she's fine, but she's still sniffling. I'm kind of new to this sort of situation, so I have no idea how to calm down a crying girl. Oh, hold on. I ran over to Mayuri's grandmother's gravestone and grabbed the box. When I returned, I handed it to Mayuri. Here. She's still teary-eyed and looks up at me like she's embarrassed. Just looking at her face makes my heart throb. It's a present for you.
Present?
Just open it.
Okay.
Mary slowly opened the box.
Oh, wow.
Mary's tear-stained face suddenly lit up and shined.
Is this?
She looks at me in surprise. I smile and nod. Take it out of the box.
Okay.
Mary delicately removed the star from the box. Her tiny hands can just barely hold it.
Wow, this is amazing.
She raises the star and looks at the sky through it. Lights sparkle and shone and lit Mary's face, endlessly overlapping each other.
Look, Ocarine, look at all the stars.
I move my face close to hers and we look through the star together. I didn't notice until now, but the star itself is filled with star-shaped crystals that reflect light themselves. This must be to make the effect more beautiful.
So pretty.
Mary said, enraptured. Yeah, it really is. I responded. With our cheeks touching, we stared up in the darkening sky. Hey, Mayuri.
Uh-huh.
I've always wondered, whenever I see you reaching out towards something in the sky, I think, what does she want so badly? Is there some way I can get it for her? But I finally got you one, even if it hardly compares to the stars in the sky. Mayuri blushed and shook her head.
No, Mayushi doesn't need anything like that. Already got something so much better than any star in the sky. Now I can finally hold my own star in my hands.
She said that, then suddenly, her face bright red, she touched her lips to mine. I didn't even have time to think about how incredible this was. The soft feeling of her lips on mine. I believe it was a first kiss for the both of us. It was so strangely awkward and ungainly, and so innocent that it makes me blush. But it was a kiss that let us finally convey our feelings for each other. The sweetness of the kiss travels from my lips and fills my heart with something warm and gentle. I finally realized just how much I loved her, after all of these years. When our lips parted, we blushed and quickly avoided direct eye contact. Mary looked at the ground and touched her fingers to her lips. Then her eyes suddenly opened wide and she began panicking.
Oh, what should we do? We just kissed.
Don't say that so loud, it's embarrassing.
But we kissed, you know?
What's wrong with that?
Christian told me that we can only kiss from the third date on.
I started laughing in surprise. That accursed modern woman! She must have read that in some ridiculous magazine. How could she force those rules on poor innocent Mayuri? If she's told her that, how much more magazine knowledge has she indoctrinated her with? A modern woman can be a frightening creature. Listen, Mayuri, don't put so much stake in what Kurisu said. She may be a genius, but when it comes to stuff like this, she's an internet troll overflowing with delusions.
Really?
Yeah, so don't worry about the third date thing.
Oh, okay. What a relief.
Mayuri seemed to calm down a little. But then she frowned and looked concerned.
I don't know. I just feel better if, well...
She looked around and blushed. I drew her head closer to mine, and I kissed her this time. It was a longer, gentler kiss than the last one. Was that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Mary looked away from me as if trying to hide. I couldn't see her face, but I'm positive that she's bright red. It was so cute that I couldn't help but stroke her hair again. It's then that I hear her say something very quietly.
I really love you, Ocarine. Now and forever. I love you.
Yeah, I love you too. Then we kissed for a third time. The star in Mayuri's hand glittered with the light of the disappearing sunset. The next evening, the Lab-Ems and I were attending the festival at the Yanabayashi Shrine. Because the festival was held in cooperation with the local businesses, it was a lot bigger than I expected, with lots of different stalls. The smells of grilled squid, yakisoba, okonomiyaki, skewered beef, and grilled chicken were pervasive, constantly making me hungry for just one more snack. Ladies in colorful yukata were walking around with carrying prizes and goldfish that they won from these sort of attractions. Everything felt so festive and summery. The Lab-Ems were running to and fro, looking at the different stalls. However, in the midst of all this fun, Mayuri is missing. It seemed that she was still talking things over with her family.
Wait, what are you saying? Did you seriously propose to her? What? Yeah, that's awesome!
How dare you ask a high schooler to marry you, you shameless criminal? It sounds terrible when you put it like that. He asked me about what happened yesterday, and I might have provided slightly too much detail. First of all, I didn't propose to her.
Really? How else is a girl supposed to interpret hostage until death? Sounds like a proposal to me.
Well, that's...
We give you a little encouragement, and then you run off and get engaged. It's like, have you ever been in a relationship?
Classic cherry boy mistake. Who are you to talk delusional duo?
Duo? Don't let me in with him.
Ritsu pointed at Daru with a look of disgust. Huh? Do we really look like a duo? You really think so, Okarine?
Why do you look so happy about that?
Well, I've been thinking something about you lately, Makuseshi.
And what is that?
I think the two of us might make a good match.
Don't be stupid. Why would I ever go out with you?
Whoa, classic tsundere in full force.
Not tsundere, and you know how much I hate being called that.
Seems like lately your proportion of tsun to dere is 9-1.
There will be no dere, even if the asteroid Apophis crashes into Akihabara, and will never show you any kindness.
Relieved that I am no longer the center of attention, I looked toward the entrance to the shrine. If her discussion with her family went well, Mayuri was going to join us here. We'd planned to meet up at the entrance to the shrine under the torii gate. But she's not here yet. I checked my phone. No missed calls. Yesterday, we went to Mayuri's house together. Her parents and I have known each other for a long time, and they've come to treat me like a son. However, moving is a serious family matter, and I wasn't sure if they would be willing to hear me out. But I was ready to get on my knees and beg. Whatever it took to convince them not to take Mayuri away. Much to my own surprise, it was Mayuri's actions that stunned me most. I know how much she loves her parents, and I doubt she's ever gone against their wishes even once in her life. Take this whole moving thing, for instance. She kept trying to put herself in the shoes of her parents, who were undoubtedly worried about leaving their beloved daughter behind. She was struggling with it up until the very end. But even so, she stood in front of her parents and said,
I want to stay in Tokyo. I know I'm being selfish, but please, Mom, Dad, let me stay here.
Then she deeply bowed her head. That was all she could do. Her lips were pursed and her hands were shaking. I spoke honestly to them and then bowed right next to her. Mayuri's parents seemed conflicted about what we told them, but they promised us that they would talk things over again.
So what's the story? I mean, is Mayuri going to stay here?
I don't know. There's some hope. After all that, Mayuri told me that her teacher isn't sure she'd be able to transfer to a school in Hokkaido partway through the year like this.
I really hope she doesn't leave. Can't even imagine class without her.
Ruko spoke as if he were the one who had to transfer to another school. He really does care about his friends. Besides, the aunt that Mayuri was talking about is a single lady in her 30s who has a stable job and a good life. She loves Mayuri and said that she'd be happy to live with her. She actually insisted on being a part of the Shina family's discussion today.
I see, so it's not completely hopeless.
Yeah. But will her family let her stay? I don't know if I can be optimistic about that. We all thought about Mayuri and fell silent.
Well, hey, worrying about it won't help. Things will turn out the way they're supposed to, right?
Fiercely patted my back. I guess she's trying to cheer me up.
That's right, Nya. So let's try to get your mind off this for now.
Okay, let's find a distraction. I looked around, and something caught my eye. Didn't we still have a score to settle, Christina?
Huh? Oh, the shooting game!
My eye had settled on the target shooting stall. It's a simple, old-fashioned game where you use an air gun loaded with a cork to shoot whatever prize you're interested in. I can hear the pop-pop of people playing.
Yeah, look, Yume, it's a Metalupa.
Hmm? Darius pointed at a box containing a metal Upa in the middle of the shooting range.
This is a special gold version too, yeah? It's perfect!
Upa is the fictional animal that serves as the mascot of the incredibly popular anime, Rainet Kakeru. Upa plushes and capsule toys are popular with kids and adults alike, and the rare ones often fetch ridiculous prices on online auction sites. And one of the rarest is the metal capsule toy, Metal Upa.
Hey, she loves Upa, so I'm sure she'd be really happy if you won her one, yeah?
And the terms are set. Oh, nope, that's not her. And the terms are set. Let's do this, Christina. Whoever gets the Metal Upa will be the winner.
Bring it on.
We stood right in front of the shooting stall. Oh ho, looks like you two warriors are all fired up. But getting the golden Metal Upa is no easy feat, Okabe Rinzuro. What? Is this even possible? How does this guy even know my name? No. Could it be that this shooting game stall is being run by the organization?
Okay, pay up. It's 300 yen for 15 shots.
Hold on. Is that you, part-time warrior?
Finally noticed, huh?
Suzuha smiled at us from inside the stall.
What are you doing in there?
Isn't it obvious? I'm working. That's our part-time warrior, able to find work in the most unlikely of places.
The guy who owns the stall is an old friend of the owner of the CRT workshop, so he hired me for the day. Oh, and FYI, the stall is on the up and up, so you don't have to worry about any unfair rigging.
He told us this while handing us the cork bullets.
So, Rintaro Okabe, is Mayuri Shina?
Suzuha was worried about Mayuri too, so I gave her a brief explanation of what was going on.
Jeez. Sounds to me like you definitely need to win that golden medal loop before her. Bottom left of the box. It's kind of crushed, so it'll be a little unstable.
Suzuha whispered to me and smiled. Then I got to work.
Are you kidding me? How can you be so shitty at this?
You're one to talk! Roughly 30 minutes later, Kurisu and I stood holding objects that couldn't be farther from the Metal Lupa. I held a pen of dubious quality with the print of a swimsuit-clad woman on it, and Kurisu held a fan of dubious quality with the print of a swimsuit-clad man on it. The lab mems pooled their money and spent 2,000 yen on corks, and these were all we had to show for it.
Did we give Mayuri these at least?
Hell no.
Thanks for playing. Come back anytime.
How about never? We gave up on the gold Metal Lupa and handed the air guns to the next customer.
By the way, Mayuri-chan's running late.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe the conversation isn't going well. Oh, I'm sorry. Come on, Kyoma, snip out in ya! Right, and we draw fortunes.
Fortunes?
Yeah, they're for asking the gods for help when you're in trouble.
Yukiko said this while looking over at the shrine's office. I feel kind of strange asking the gods for help, even if the lady, or young man of the shrine is encouraging me to.
Go ahead, Kyoma-san.
Yukiko presented me with a red box filled with fortunes. I faced the box and raised my left hand. My right arm has an evil power, so I can't allow it to touch anything sacred. Oh, left arm, beloved by God himself. It's time. It's time to unleash the power that dwells within you. Reveal to me the card of fate.
You're so annoying. There's a line right behind you, so just hurry up and pick something.
Seriously, dude. Annoying is in the eye of the beholder. I stuck my hand into the box, rustled around, and pulled out an envelope. Ha! Then I opened it. Very soon the others drew their fortunes and started reading.
Oh, mine says middle blessing. Yeah, great blessing.
I got that too.
Delayed blessing. What'd you get, Okabe-san? Okabe-san?
Great.
Yes? Oh, you did get a great blessing too, Kyoma? That's great. Now...
Great curse. Everything turns out bad. The one you're waiting for will never come. Just give up.
What? Try again, please, just one more time.
Are you allowed to do that?
You can't, because our fortunes are famous for being inaccurate.
I appreciate the thought, but don't say that out loud or the gods will get mad at us.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
It's fine, Rukiko. This is yet again the will of Steins Gate. El Sai Kongru. I smiled at Rukiko and sat down on the stone steps. I sighed and looked at my toes. Everyone's trying to cheer me up. They're all joking around, trying to put a smile on my face. I really feel bad about bringing them down. I'm also grateful that I have such good friends. Still, thinking about that only makes me sigh. I feel like my heart is being pricked with thorns and it's eating away at me. Mayuri, you okay? Are you crying? You need help. It's frustrating that I can't be with her at a time like this. I just feel completely helpless. Hey, Okabe Rintaro! I looked up to see Suzuha yelling at me from her stall. I couldn't hear what she was saying over the crowd, but then I noticed she was pointing at something. I was going to stand up and talk to her, when Kurisu suddenly said, "Oh! Hey, Okabe!" What? Just hurry and
stand up, Ocarine.
Why's that?
See, our fortunes were wrong after all. The one you're waiting for will never come. Give me a break, Nya.
Everyone's looking over at the Torii Gate in tears. Their faces are all lit up with joy. I stood up and looked towards the gate. There's no doubt about it!
Ocarine, everyone!
Mayuri runs towards us. Through the crowds of the festival, darting in between visitors, she heads straight for us.
Hold on, be careful!
Oh, whoa! Hold on, be careful! Don't run into Yukata, it'll come undone!
Ocarine!
Mayuri was smiling. A smile told us everything. From now on, Mayuri will be at my side, just as she's always been.
Ocarine!
Mayuri! Mayuri jumped towards me. I caught her and held her tightly in my... Ah! I tried to catch her, but the momentum of her jump knocked me completely over. She pays it no mind and continues to hold on to me. It was kind of like a dog greeting an owner it hasn't seen in a while.
Ocarine, Ocarine, Ocarine!
Calm down, Mayuri, we're in public. Remember what you're wearing right now.
What?
Suddenly realizing that her yukata was coming loose, Mayuri sprang up. She fixes her clothes nervously. I didn't think you were going to knock me down like that. When I tried to stagger to my feet, Mayuri blushed and lent me a hand.
I wasn't trying to. I just got a little excited to see you.
That was more than a little excited.
Mayushi, you're a bold one, yeah? Stop teasing me, you two.
Mayushi, can you say that again, but kind of sound like you secretly want more of it? Yuri style, please.
Shut up, you effing perv!
Oh, I think I just triggered the flag for the Kirisutan route.
Did you not hear me say never earlier?
I'm so jealous. Mayuri-chan, I want to be in love like this. Even Yuruka? It's so embarrassing.
Whether because she was the center of attention or because she ran here, Mayuri was so red it seemed like her cheeks would give off steam. She fanned herself with her hands. Love, huh? For a moment I thought to complain about what Rikuko said as I normally would, but I stopped myself. The mad scientist who rains chaos and fear upon the world, Howin Kyoma, has no need for such trifles as love or affection. But, as far as Okabe Rintaro is concerned, they might be kind of nice. At least, I think so.
So, Ocarine?
What is it?
Actually,
You can tell me.
okay. My dad told me that I could stay in Tokyo until I graduate high school.
I see. I'm glad.
Yeah. But he told me to go to college in Sapporo. He thinks I might be bothering my aunt if I stay longer than that.
Ah. It makes sense. It's only natural for Mayuri's parents to think that way.
And, Mayushi sort of spoke without thinking.
What'd you say? Mayuri mumbled awkwardly. But I knew what she said just by looking at her. I remembered what my father had told her. That she was welcome to move in with us. At that time, I panicked. I remembered wondering what the hell he was thinking. But now, I'm really glad he offered. That's right, Mayuri can stay by my side. I want her to be here with me. Yeah, you should do that, Mayuri. Well, it's a messy house, but we can arrange a room for you. My parents will be happy to have you too. However, until I, Howin Kyoma, fulfill my mission of bringing chaos upon the world, you will remain a lodger. Do not be tempted by my father's flights of marital fancy. And as for that particular detail, well, I'll think about it when the time comes. Mayuri opened her eyes wide. Her jaw drops as she stares at me. Mayuri's face turned rose red as she shyly wiggled her body a little. Huh? What's wrong?
Not what I meant, Ocarine. I told my dad that I'm gonna stay at the lab.
What? Lab Mem's eavesdropping us burst out laughing at my shock. Realizing that I had made an embarrassing mistake, I quickly tried to talk them all down. Stop laughing! You're going to get cursed! The evil spirit within my right arm will awaken, and its dark impulses will shower you with flame, so don't laugh. But this does little to stem their wholehearted laughter. I stared at them with fire in my eyes and cursed them. But it didn't feel all that bad. I have friends that I can joke around with, and MAYURI by my side. I want this to last forever. Damn you, I have no choice but to make a strategic retreat! I took MAYURI's hand and began to run away.
Huh?
Congrats on your marriage. Oh, nope.
Congrats on your marriage. Where's your wedding, yeah?
You gotta name your kid Kuroneko-tan.
Can you stop? The voices of our friends following us. MAYURI and I run away.
Ocarine, where are we going?
Anywhere, wherever you'd like.
Since I'm here, I want to enjoy the festival.
Fine by me. Today I'll treat you to anything you want.
Really? Thank you.
And after that, is there something where you'd like to go? MAYURI flashed me her usual gentle smile.
The lab. I'm gonna microwave some juicy chicken #1, and then I want to tell everybody about what's going on.
And of course, I know how to answer. That sounds great to me. You read my mind. I'm going to check if there's a scene after the credits before I make my comments. Stardust duplicate completed. And there is not. Oh my god. Well, first of all, that is the end of Steins Gate My Darling's Embrace. Second of all, holy shit, my fucking heart. Wow. Good lord. Oh my god. I don't know if I can actually do like a full, commentary on the whole game after that. Like, I feel emotionally compromised. Holy shit. I didn't think that I would, like... Okay, so, with the MAYURI ending in original Steins Gate, like, it felt a little unfulfilling, and which, it was meant to because it was not the true ending, as such things tend to go. But in this one, they just took it so much farther and developed their relationship so much more and like expounded on MAYURI so much more and just holy shit. And like, I know that I've had an ongoing track of sort of, things keep getting better and better, and maybe that's just sort of like the novelty of it, but at the same time I don't think so, because not all of them are, ranked according to which ones I've experienced the most recently. So that one was absolutely top of the list. That was incredible. That was wonderful. My heart went places. My heart did things. It went lub-dub in various directions. My god, that was great. I would definitely say that as the best one. As the best one so far. Followed probably by a tie between Suzuha and Ruka. And then, oh, good lord. I would say probably after that... You know what? I don't want to rank them. What the hell am I talking about? I don't want to rank them. I just want to just express my appreciation for this, because this was so much better than I thought it would be. Like, when I originally booted this game up, I thought it was going to be a silly little rom-com, wacky hijinks, wah-wah, as the music video at the start sort of promised. And it was that, but it was also so much more. It was so good at giving us more in-depth realizations of these characters. Like, I feel like I know them so much better now. Especially, like, the B characters like Ferris and Moeka. But even, like, the main characters, aside from Kurisu, because Kurisu's was pretty short and we also got a lot of her in the original Steins Gate. But even the main characters like MAYURI, so much depth. And just, wow, I really, really liked that a lot. I would definitely still say that original Steins Gate is my preferred, but it's by a very narrow margin, and it's just because, like, original Steins Gate has, like, so much more in the way of, like, real, like, plot driving it forwards. But this, oh boy, all the character development, all the character interactions, really, it's really close. It's so goddamn close. Like, if we're talking like, you know, Steins Gate is a 9, then this is like an 8.99999, you know? And just incredible. I love it. I love how we can go from the wacky hijinks to the character development to the, like, not sensible, what is the word? Like, the heartfelt moments. And, like, overall, it leaves you feeling good. And I feel good about this. And I really hope that you do too, because I loved the series. And I'm really looking forward to moving on to the next one. And on that note, the next one that I'm going to be doing is Linear Bounded Phenogram, which I'm told is a very different structure from the other Steins Gate games. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And I hope you are too. And I hope this experience was as awesome for you as it was for me, because I loved every second of it. So thank you all so much for following my playthrough of Steins Gate, My Darling's Embrace. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now.